Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
We're reading Bhagavad Gita. This is chapter 18, text number 26. Mukta Sango Naham Vadi.
Mukta Sango Naham Vadi.
Jiti Utsaha Samanvita.
Jiti Utsaha Samanvita.
Siddhya Siddhyo Nirvikara.
Siddhya Siddhyo Nirvikara.
Karta Sadvika Uchate.
Karta Sadvika Uchate.
Mukta Sango Naham Vadi.
Mukta Sango Naham Vadi.
Triti Utsaha Samanvita.
Triti Utsaha Samanvita.
Siddhya Siddhyo Nirvikara.
Siddhya Siddhyo Nirvikara.
Karta Sadvika Uchate.
Karta Sadvika Uchate.
Mukta Sango Naham Vadi.
Mukta Sango Naham Vadi.
Triti Utsaha Samanvita.
Triti Utsaha Samanvita.
Siddhya Siddhyo Nirvikara.
Siddhya Siddhyo Nirvikara.
Karta Sadvika Uchate.
Karta Sadvika Uchate.
Anyone else like that?
Mukta Sango Naham Vadi.
Mukta Sango Naham Vadi.
Vidyutsa Samamvitaha.
Vidyutsa Samamvitaha.
Siddhya Siddhyo Nirvikaraha.
Siddhya Siddhyo Nirvikaraha.
Karta Satvika Uchate.
Karta Satvika Uchate.
Mukta Sango Naham Vadi.
Mukta Sango Naham Vadi.
Vidya Ustana Samanvitaha.
Vidyutsa Samanvitaha.
Siddhe Asiddho Nirvikaraha.
Siddhya Siddhyo Nirvikaraha.
Karta Satvika Uchate.
Karta Satvika Uchate.
Mukta Sango Naham Vadi.
Mukta Sango Naham Vadi.
Vidyutsaha Samanvitaha.
Vidyutsaha Samanvitaha.
Siddhya Siddhyo Nirvikaraha.
Siddhya Siddhyo Nirvikaraha.
Karta Satvika Uchate.
Karta Satvika Uchate.
Mukta Sangha.
Mukta Sangha.
Liberated from all material association.
Liberated from all material associations.
Anaham Badi.
Anaham Bhati.
Without false ego.
Without false ego.
Driti.
Driti.
With determination.
With determination.
Utsaha.
Utsaha.
And great enthusiasm.
And great enthusiasm.
Samanvita.
Samanvita.
Qualified.
Qualified.
Siddhi.
Siddhi.
In perfection.
Imperfection.
Asiddhyo.
Asiddhyo.
And failure.
And failure.
Nirvikara.
Nirvikara.
Without change.
Without change.
Karta.
Karta.
Worker.
Worker.
Sattvika.
Sattvika.
In the mode of goodness.
In the mode of goodness.
Uchate.
Uchate.
Is said to be.
Is said to be.
Translation. One who performs his duty without association with the modes of material nature, without false ego and with great determination and enthusiasm, and without wavering in success or failure, is said to be a worker in the mode of goodness. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. A person in Krishna consciousness is always transcendental to the material modes of nature. He has no expectations for the result of the work entrusted to him because he is above false ego and pride. Still, he is always enthusiastic till the completion of such work. He does not worry about the distress undertaken. He is always enthusiastic. He does not care for success or failure. He is equal in both distress and happiness. Such a worker is situated in the mode of goodness. We'll read the next two verses also because they're also in relation to duty. Text 27. Ragita mahala sur lukdo himsat mako suchi harsha sokandita karta rajasa parikirtita. The worker who is attached to work and the fruits of work, desiring to enjoy those fruits, and who is greedy, always envious, impure, and moved by joy and sorrow, is said to be in the mode of passion. Purport. A person is too much attached to a certain kind of work or to the result because he has too much attachment for materialism and hearth and home, wife and children. Such a person has no desire for higher elevation in life. He is simply concerned with making this world as materially comfortable as possible. He is generally very greedy, and he thinks that anything attained by him is permanent and never to be lost. Such a person is envious of others and prepared to do anything wrong for sense gratification. Therefore, such a person is unclean, and he does not care whether his earning is pure or impure. He's very happy if his work is successful, and very much distressed when his work is not successful. Such a worker is in the mode of passion. Text 28. Ayukta prakrita stapta sato naiskritiko lasa vishadi dirga sutricha karta tamasa uchate. The worker who is always engaged in work against the injunctions of the scripture, who is materialistic, obstinate, cheating, an expert in insulting others, and who is lazy, always morose and procrastinating, is said to be a worker in the mode of ignorance. Purport. In the scriptural injunctions, we find what sort of work should be performed and what sort of work should not be performed. Those who do not care for those injunctions engage in work not to be done, and such persons are generally materialistic. They work according to the modes of nature, not according to the injunctions of the scripture. Such workers are not very gentle, and generally they're always cunning and expert in insulting others. They're very lazy. Even though they have some duty, they do not do it properly, and they put it aside to be done later on. Therefore they appear to be morose. They procrastinate. Anything which can be done in an hour, they drag on for years. Such workers are situated in the mode of ignorance. Om Ajnana Timbarandasya Jnanandjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Midam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Tadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuda Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parichana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Anjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So 18th chapter, Lord Krishna is giving us some summary of the main points which he had brought out in the course of his speaking to Arjuna. And so in the verses which we read here this evening, Lord Krishna is speaking about performance of duty and how it can also be very much influenced by the modes of nature. Of course, everything we do can be influenced by the modes of nature, and certainly when it comes to performing our duty, the modes of nature can be very powerful. We want to associate with the mode of goodness. So it's instructive for us to hear how Lord Krishna describes the mode of goodness, the qualities which are conducive for the mode of goodness. At the same time, we need to also guard against the other modes, passion and ignorance. We know these two modes are very prominent in the material world. The Rajagun, strong desires, right? We're on the earth planet. The earth is in the middle of the universe. The upper planets are more of the mode of goodness. The lower planets are more of the mode of ignorance. And we are in the mode of passion. A lot of passion is here. We can see the passion every day. You go on the roads and you can see the cars and how people are driving. There's a lot of passion there. So we do need to guard against the influence of the lower modes, the passion and the ignorance. We do want to come to associate with the higher mode, the mode of goodness. Of course, ideally we want to be transcendental to the modes. We don't just simply want to be in the mode of goodness, but we want to also transcend even the mode of goodness. And Lord Krishna indicates that when he talks about how the worker is unaffected by the modes of nature, that he's transcended the modes of nature. So to transcend the modes of nature, we have to come to that level of pure goodness. We have to give up our attachment to the material results. Material world, we're very much attached to results. We're taught we want results. If you are working, for example, in the corporate world, unfortunate souls that they are, people, the bosses there will be telling them, we want results, you've got to get results, And similarly, when we were studying, the teachers and the lecturers, you know, they like to push you, they like to see results, they want to see performance, they encourage the people to get results. Well, results will come naturally, but we should not be overly attached to them. They're not the main thing in life, simply getting results. What is important is a sense of duty, that we have a responsibility to work. We have to do some work, we have to do things. The results may be good, the results may not be so good. But if we've tried our best, we should be satisfied. That's another quality of the mode of goodness, to be satisfied. Of course, it's not that we should just sit back and think, oh, well, I didn't, you know, whatever happens, it's all Krishna's arrangement, I'm not the doer, you know, and just be satisfied, you know. No, we do like to try our best to do something for Krishna. At the same time, we have to understand we're not the supreme controller. Ultimately, the results are given by Krishna. And sometimes you do good, and sometimes you don't. It's really up to Krishna. Devotees like to work for Krishna, and we like to offer the results to Krishna. In Srila Prabhupada's time, in Vrindavan, there was this one godbrother of Srila Prabhupada. His name was Anand Babu, and he used to cook. He liked to come and cook. He never took sannyas. He was always a brahmachari, and he's an elderly man, and he would come and cook for the devotees. And he would cook, and then he would serve the prasadam to all the devotees. And the devotees, you know, just loved his prasadam. They would all be praising him. Oh, Anand Prabhu, your cooking is so good. And he would tell us, he said, if it tastes good, then thank Krishna. And if it's not good, then you can blame me. You know, our mood is the other way. You know, if we get a good result, we say, I did it, you know, I cooked, you know. And if it's no good, we say, well, Krishna's mercy, Prabhu. You know, didn't come out very well. The bread didn't blow up, the puris are burned, and too much salt in the sabji. Krishna's mercy, Prabhu. What to do? We tend to like to put the blame on Krishna, but you know, we should be willing to take the blame ourselves. Anyway, the idea is to transcend the modes, not to be influenced by the modes. In the other purport where Prabhupada is talking about ignorance, he talks about working according to the injunction of the scriptures and not just being influenced by the modes. If we're influenced by the modes, we're letting the material nature control us. Our own desires, our own association with the material energy is manifesting through the modes of nature. We want to be more directed by the injunction of the scripture, right? The Shastra Vidhi, the injunctions of the scripture. That's important for us as devotees, to try to follow according to the teachings of the scriptures. Of course, it's not easy sometimes, it's difficult, we know. And so many things which the scriptures say you should do, it's not so easy. But we should try, we endeavor, make an effort, we try. Success and failure, that's up to Krishna, but we made an effort, we try. We should be happy that we've made the effort, we've tried to do something for Krishna. We get that experience often in devotional service. you try to do something, you can't always do it very well. You know, I have a lot of failures in my life. I don't know about you, but a lot of times I tried to do things that didn't work out always so well, you know. Trying to distribute books, trying to make life members, trying to run temples, so many different things, trying to do, can't do them very well. But anyway, we try, make an effort. That's the important thing, that we try to do something for Krishna. Tamal Krishna Goswami, I had worked with him for many years, so he used to say, if somebody said, I'm doing the best I can, then he would say, I know you're in Maya. You know, he couldn't accept that you're doing the best. He liked to really push people to do something, to get results. And he did that, but he said, Prabhupada pushed me. He said, Prabhupada told me, Prabhupada would ask me, how many books have you distributed? How many devotees have you made? How many properties have you acquired? And Prabhupada wanted results. But at the same time, Prabhupada was also he also understood it's not very easy. One time a devotee wrote to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, nobody's coming to the temple. Can I go to another city? And Prabhupada would say, no, just stay there. Just stay there and chant Hare Krishna. There are so many living entities in the air and in the walls. Just stay there and chant. In the 1960s, nobody wanted to be in Hong Kong. And devotee wrote to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, can I go some other place? I can't tolerate it here. It's terrible here. And Prabhupada said, no, just stay there. Just if one person is just there chanting Hare Krishna, then that place will become glorious. So Prabhupada pushed, Prabhupada wanted us to have that feeling of responsibility, the sense of duty, that you have a service to do. You have to do it in that mood of the servant. I remember some time back they were having some seminar in they were talking about we should be servant leaders. You know, if you're a leader, be in the mood of a servant. Be a servant leader. Don't think you're the controller, but be in the mood of the servant. There was one devotee, he was very much in the managerial mood, and he would boss people around and really get angry sometimes at people. And, you know, he was really very rajasic, you could say, passionate, quite aggressive in his managerial style. So one day Prabhupada told him, he said, you know, this whole material creation is just 1/4 compared to the spiritual world. Spiritual world, Tripad Vibhuti. Material world is Ekapad Vibhuti. It's 1/4. Spiritual world, 3/4. Material creation is 1/4. And in this material creation, there's an unlimited number of universes. And in every universe, there's an unlimited number of planets. And in this one universe, there's one planet called Earth. And on this planet Earth, there's one city called Los Angeles. There's so many cities on the one planet. There's this one city called Los Angeles. And in Los Angeles, there are so many streets. There's so many roads and streets. There's one street called Watseka Avenue. And it's a big, long street, and there are many, many houses there. But there's one house at 3764. And in that one house there are many people. There's many people. And this one man, Prabhupada was talking to this one man. This one man, he thinks he's the controller of the whole creation. Yeah. So the idea is, to understand how insignificant we are in this material world. That's important for us to understand, that we're very tiny spiritual beings. But still we have some responsibility. We've been given some duties to do, things to do. Guru wants, Prabhupada wants us to do these things. And we have to try. We have to try to do these things. What Prabhupada wanted, Prabhupada wanted sets of Srimad Bhagavatam in every home. He wanted High Court judges to wear tilak. He wanted all the members of parliament to be twice initiated brahmanas. Quite ambitious, not small things. When Guru Das and Yamuna were traveling with Prabhupada, Prabhupada had brought them to India. It was 1969 or 70. Anyway, Prabhupada was beginning his World Sankirtan party. And they were in India, they were traveling around. So they had been up to Amritsar, up in the north of India, and they were coming down. They came to Delhi, they were on their way to Bombay at that time, Mumbai. And when they were in the train station at Delhi, this one man comes up, and somehow he had knew Prabhupada was coming, and he came to meet Prabhupada at the train station. Prabhupada was on the train, and this one man from Delhi came there, and he's talking to Prabhupada. And he said to Prabhupada, why don't you have a temple here in Delhi? That time there was no temple in Delhi. And so the man said, I can accommodate some of your devotees if you want. If you want to start here in Delhi, I can give you accommodation at my home. So Prabhupada immediately turned to Guru Das and told him, Guru Das, get off the train. I want you to open a temple here in Delhi. Go with this man, he's going to give you accommodation, he'll take care of you. He said, you can take some people with you. So Guru Das said, okay, I'll take Yamuna, it's his wife, right? Take his wife with him, and he took some other devotees also. And Prabhupada said, here's 50 rupees. So even in those days, 50 rupees was not very much, But, and Prabhupada said, you should meet Indira Gandhi. I want you to meet Indira Gandhi. I want you to meet all the members of the parliament there, the ministers in the government there, and impress them about Krishna consciousness. That Prabhupada would give duty like that, Yes, Prabhupada, You cannot say no to Prabhupada. You cannot say, but Prabhupada, there's no excuses, no question of excuse. You have to do it. This is service. So, and Guru Das did it. Somehow he could do it. They were able to do these things. Of course, not immediately. Take some time, but he did it. He met Indira Gandhi, and he cultivated so many nice, big, important people. And eventually he went on to build the Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan. So, did wonderful service for Prabhupada. But Prabhupada wanted more. Prabhupada never said, okay, you've done very good, do more, you have to do more. For Krishna, we have to give everything. So that is the mood of the devotee. You surrender to Krishna, want to give everything to Krishna. But at the same time, don't be attached. Don't work, don't be attached to success and failure. The devotees did one big pandal in Delhi. They had this huge big pandal. Thousands of people were coming every night. And it was very successful. And we were a very new movement in India at that time. So people really were interested. They wanted to hear Prabhupada. And they all came for the pandal. And so after the program was all over, the devotees gathered. And one devotee said to Prabhupada, "Oh, we really did it, Prabhupada, we really did it." And Prabhupada looked at him and said, "We didn't do anything. Krishna did it." Right? So that's the mood of the devotee. That you give the credit to Krishna. Of course, if it's a failure, you say, "I guess we did something wrong." But success or failure ultimately is in the hands of Krishna. We don't become proud if we're successful, and we don't lament unnecessarily that we're a failure. We understand, Krishna didn't want to. One devotee, it was actually Hansadura. Hansadura was telling, he said one time Prabhupada asked him to present his books. They were in the home of one Maharaj of some place in Rajasthan. They have this marble there. What's it called? Do you know? Huh? Anyway, they have this marble, and Juhu Temple is built with the marble from that place. I can't remember the name. Anyway, it's south of Jaipur. And they were in the Maharaja's place, a big, palatial palace like that. So Prabhupada said to Hansadura, he said, "I asked this man to purchase a set of my books." So Hansadura Prabhu stood up and he spoke about Prabhupada's books, encouraged the man, "Could you purchase one set of Prabhupada's books for your library?" And the Maharaja is there. And he said, "Oh, I already have so many books in my library. I don't need any more books. Thank you very much." So he didn't want to get any books. So Hansadura said to Prabhupada afterwards, he said, "Did I do something wrong, Prabhupada? Did I say was my presentation no good? He didn't buy the books." And Prabhupada said to him, he said, "No," he said, "what you said was okay. You did a nice presentation." But he said, Prabhupada then said, "One who knows the value of my books, they will purchase." And so Prabhupada was detached, he didn't consider success or failure. He said somebody knows the value of his books, they would purchase the books. Somebody doesn't know the value, okay, they don't want to get the books. We have to understand like that. We do our duty. Our duty was to present the books, so show the books. Somebody may buy, somebody does not. Okay. Don't be attached. We get so attached to the results. Oh, I have to have a good result. Oh. No. Results are given by Krishna, right? Karmani evadikaraste mapalishu. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, you have a right to perform your duty. People like that part. But you're not entitled to the fruit. They don't like that part. And never be attached to not doing your duty. And never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of activities. So we're encouraged to cultivate this mood of detachment from the results. But at the same time, we try our best. Do what we can. We may get good result, we may not. It's up to Krishna. But if we're very much in the mode of passion, we're very attached to the results. We really want the results. So that is also not very good, We want the result for our own satisfaction. And we're very greedy to enjoy the results also. So that is also, that mood is not right. We want to develop the mood of goodness, to be indifferent to these things, accepting success and failure as it comes. The mode of passion, we're very anxious to get results, and we make great endeavors, and we really want to enjoy comforts. That's not wrong to want to be comfortable, just like living out here. The devotees in Almviks, we also like a bit of comfort, you know, but that's not the main thing. That's not the ultimate issue, that we're just here to be comfortable. Okay, we need some comfort, we need something, but that's not the ultimate, that's not the only thing. We have to understand there's more to life than just trying to be comfortable in this world. There's a higher goal of life. So that's important for us to understand. Just simply be concerned only to make ourselves comfortable. You make yourself comfortable, and then next minute you know you've got cancer or you're dying or something. Yeah. How long are you going to be comfortable? You work so hard to be comfortable, but you cannot enjoy it. So these situations happen. And then the mode of ignorance. People always procrastinate, and they take ages to do something which can be done very quickly. They're always complaining and never satisfied, never happy. That is the mode of ignorance. They do it everything grudgingly. So we don't want to be like that. We want to understand the sense of duty. Just like Arjuna. Arjuna has to go and fight. So Lord Krishna wants Arjuna to fight in the right mood. His mood has to be right. He has to do it out of a sense of duty. That he's a servant of Lord Krishna. And he's not fighting just simply for his own self, just for his own sake. It's not just for him and the Pandavas. They want a kingdom, therefore they're going to fight. It's not like that. Arjuna's thinking is different. Arjuna, initially didn't want to fight because he was thinking that's not right. But now Krishna has taught him a higher purpose. The purpose for the pleasure of the Supreme. Doing everything for the pleasure of the Supreme. That should be the mode of devotional service. Doing everything not for our own benefit, not for us to enjoy the results, but to try to do some service for Lord Krishna. To make some offering to Krishna. Offer some humble service. So Srila Prabhupada went to America in that kind of mood. This year we're celebrating the 60th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada going to the USA. Prabhupada incorporated the ISKCON Society in 1966. So now we're in 2026, so 60 years have passed since Prabhupada initiated the society. And we're reflecting on things which have happened in the society over that time. How Srila Prabhupada wanted to have a nice society which would offer everyone a chance to develop their Krishna consciousness, to come out of the modes of passion and ignorance. Right? Prabhupada writes in his poem, arrival poem, most of the population here are covered by the modes of passion and ignorance. how can they understand the message of Vyasadeva? Srila Prabhupada says. But he said, I know you have some reason, otherwise why would you have brought me here to this place? So Prabhupada was not so happy to, oh, I'm in America, oh, now I'm in New York. No, why you brought me to this place, you know? The people are all covered in passion and ignorance, and you brought me from Vrindavan. I've come out of Vrindavan to come into this place, New York. Oh yeah, not a very pleasant thing, not a very pleasant experience. And Srila Prabhupada understood Krishna wanted him to come to do something. So the sense of duty, to accept that duty on behalf of Lord Krishna, to try to deliver Krishna consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada tried, and he had to endeavor. He had to become very detached. He had to live with people who were not even vegetarian. He was living sometimes in people's homes. They were meat eaters. Sometimes devotees would come with their dogs. They'd come and greet Prabhupada at the airport, bring the dog in the car. I remember Nandarani and Dayananda Prabhu, they had opened the Los Angeles temple, and they told me how they would go to the airport to pick Prabhupada up from the airport, and Prabhupada said, oh, you've still got the same dog? They had the big dog in their car, you know. Prabhupada tolerated so many things like that. We were so much in the mode of passion and ignorance. But Prabhupada accepted, tolerated it, because he knew he had a sense of duty. That the service to Lord Krishna was more important. It did not matter so much about the conditions, the situation. He just wanted to do some service. So Srila Prabhupada always encouraged us in the same way, that we should also try to do some service for Krishna. I remember in the UK, we were traveling in vehicles, going out doing book distribution, and sometimes, you know, to take bath in the morning, those days we were so enthusiastic. We'd be sleeping in the van, and if there was no water, if there was snow outside, we'd go outside and take bath in the snow. You know, just rub the snow all over ourselves. And so a devotee wrote to Prabhupada and told Prabhupada about what we were doing. And Prabhupada wrote back, he said, oh, this is so nice. He said, you're greater than the greatest yogis. He said, it's all like fun and games for you. He said, although it's a great austerity, you don't mind the austerity. It's just like fun and games for you. So he said, this is really advanced spiritual life. He said, you're really showing a nice example, dedicating yourself to the service of Lord Krishna. In this way, Prabhupada was encouraging us, the sense of duty. Okay, so let me see, how am I doing at time? Oh, are there any questions? Yes?
How can we relate to being satisfied in the mood of goodness? We should do our best and be detached and be satisfied. But at the same time, devotees feel always, I could have done better. Or like you said, Tamal Krishna Maharaj said that you are in Maya if you think you have done your best. So how should we relate to being satisfied?
Well, yeah, satisfaction in the sense that we're not anxious to get more for ourselves, you see. But in terms of service to Krishna, we always want to do more. We're never satisfied that I've done enough for the service of Krishna. But in terms of our own condition, we're satisfied. You know, whatever facilities, whatever living conditions we have, whatever prasadam comes our way, and whatever service we're given, we're satisfied. Okay. Thank you, Krishna. You don't mind. But when it comes to actually giving service to Krishna, yeah, we want to do more. We're never satisfied that we've done enough. We always think, I should have done better, I should do more. So in that sense of giving service, what we receive, we're satisfied with. But what we give, we never think we've given enough. We want to always give more. Yes, Prabhu?
What's the most important service that we can do for Krishna?
Well, Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, the one who's most dear to him is the one who's distributing that message of Krishna consciousness to everyone. Nachatasman manusheshu kaschin me priyakritam. Krishna said, there's no one more dear to me than that person who's trying to distribute that message of devotional service. Any other questions? Okay. If there are no questions, we can go to Aarti. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Premanande.